Hello, everybody. The name is Lumberlair Jr., and I am here with Mr. R, Rico. But here we're speaking. I had to do this little quick interview here about a certain transition, turning. I would say this is like a chapter, right? A chapter. We're ending one chapter and moving to another. If you didn't remember, I did say that in my last interview with Rico and Miella that December 2023 was going to be the official 10-year anniversary of Rico and Miella. But little did we know that what was coming up next was just them closing the book after almost 10 years of Rico and Miella, and now out blossoms Years of War. So I have to ask now, Rico, what is the meaning, or what is now the brand new story that's beginning with Years of War?
That's a great question, and I think it's sort of a central question to why we did this. So we were doing Rico and Miella for a very long time, and over that period of time, the music business has a way of taking some of the art out of the music for you, and you find yourself going in directions that you maybe never planned to go. Mm-hmm. And we kind of after a while realized, without even noticing it happening, that we were making music at certain points that wasn't really representative of who we are as artists. And, you know, in the past few years, we really started wondering why we weren't happy making the music that we were making anymore. And we were writing all of this stuff and it just wasn't catching with us. We didn't feel like it was connecting with other people. And we had this realization that truly we needed to reapproach the music that we were writing and say to ourselves, how do we get back to a place that we're writing and making art that we love? Mm-hmm. And this new project is us reflecting on all of that and getting back more to what our roots are and what our passion is for music. And part of that name, Years of War, has to do with everything that we've been through in the music business, and it's been a lot. Like, we've gotten to be such amazing highs. We've met so many great people, and made so many things that we love. But at the same time, you know, the music business and just music creating in general could be hard too. And there's been a lot of sadness, and there's always a bunch of rejection in the music business. Even your favorite artists, I'm sure everybody, that there's all these artists who, you know, we have to deal with this rejection all the time, whether it's from fans, labels, all of this, and it eats away at you sometimes. And this new project is about that for us.
So here's the thing I asked then. So if this is like a more project about, like, you know, reflecting on what has happened so far with Rico and Miella, why say Years of War? Because the last thing I'm thinking of, please correct me if I'm wrong, this isn't like, you know, you spend so many years at war with the industry, right? Because no. I wanted to ask either that or ask, were you inspired by NF? The song Motto, because literally the lyrics in that song was, this is an industry where it ain't how big you are, it's how big you seem, where people sacrifice the art trying to chase a dream, then they wonder why their music is lacking creativity. Yeah. So I don't know if that's like the same type of thing that's going on with you two.
Yeah,
but please explain.
I think the latter, what you just said, it started to really feel that way for us. And don't get me wrong, it's not that everything that we made we didn't love anymore. There's like so many highlights, especially even recently. But yeah, there's this battle, and it's like with yourself, it's with the industry at whole, and it's not that it's individuals. There's nobody that I'm pointing fingers at. It's not that. It's more this pressure of like, I need to write hits, and I need to, you know, make it, and we need to do this, and we need to do a dance, and maybe, you know, in the moment you're chasing, and you're like, this is the next metric I need. And you're forgetting, like, why I got into this. Like, when I was a child, I started playing piano at 8. And from that point until I was in high school, writing music was just an outlet for me. There was never some goal. It was never about, like, I need this to be a hit. It was like, I wrote a song because I needed to write a song to feel good. And, you know, once you start trying to do this sort of thing professionally, it could be very easy to lose sight of that. And I think you find yourself always chasing, like I just said, these like metrics, and you're chasing to get your song placed here on this playlist, and you start making music that's just for the sake of that versus music that's for the sake of writing a song that, like, when I was younger, just I couldn't not write. And yeah, so to answer your question more directly, it's a battle like that, and it's these battles that we've been fighting for so long, and that's part of where this name comes from for us.
That's amazing to hear, but I'm curious to ask now, like with this brand new song that's going to be coming out tomorrow on Subsidia Records, again, amazing job you guys are joining the Subsidia family. That's incredible. Excision seeing like the beauty in you guys, but hearing the story of what the purpose of Years of War is, I'm surprised that this isn't this isn't you guys trying to be more independent and actually saying no industry, no labels, no looking up at artists that trying to make them notice me type of thing. I'm just going to do our own thing, and whatever anyone else thinks or says about it is whatever they think or say. If it makes me feel happy, I feel like it's a work of art. That should be all that matters.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good one. So this isn't a war against the music business.
I'm not trying to say it's like a quote unquote war against the business. I'm just saying I thought first hearing the story I was thinking myself great, but why it's not more independent? If it's gonna be maybe interdependent, then okay, great. But so, I'll let you explain. My apologies.
No. So I do think that part of our considerations in the beginning was, should we release this as a self-release? And we were really close to doing that. But I think one of the beauties in realizing that you're going to make art for the sake of yourself and you're just going to make things that make you happy is sometimes those things in the end wind up connecting. And all of the dots that we were having trouble connecting before now all of a sudden are working. And I think that Subsidia could see that, I hope. And that's why they liked the song and wanted to work with it. And I had no notes from Subsidia other than some very smart mixing notes on just fixing some of my mixing mistakes. But other than that, no, I mean, there's no notes coming from them. So this felt like a really great fusion of something that it's wow, here's this label that's doing tremendous things. They're seeing value in what we're doing, and why wouldn't we want to work with them in that? And without saying much more, there might be some more awesome reasons why this is an amazing home for us. So can't say yet, but no, I think that there's this, what you were saying about being independent makes a lot of sense to us, and I do think that there's going to be songs that we're going to do independent in this project. And other ones, when they feel right and a label could see that, getting to work with labels is amazing. There's this built-in fan base that you get to meet and be a part of. That's something that is just so amazingly valuable as an artist, because I don't want to spend all of my time being marketing guy. I hate that. I like just making music, and that's one of the reasons why we're proud to have signed this one to Subsidia, proud to be working with them, and I'm hoping that we can keep this door open and do more with them. They've been great.
That's amazing, and hopefully this can really pave a path for you and Miella for Years of War when it comes to working with Subsidia. So I'm just curious to ask now, with this brand new project being done, and we're closing the chapter on R&M. We're moving more into Years of War. What is going to be is it going to be a newfound type of energy or a new type of style entering into this? Is it going to be more melodic? Is it going to be more stronger going with this? I'm kind of curious to know, because I feel I want to say this right here right now. For the past 10 years of Rico and Miella, you guys have been very versatile when it came to your musical styles. We don't know really what to expect when it comes to Rico and Miella. But for me, it's whatever is going to be coming out from you guys, whether it's a feature, whether it's you guys making something on your own, it's going to be something that's going to be amazing, going to be something tremendous, and I was in for the ride no matter what. I wasn't judging musically, because that's just it's unfair to put you guys in the box and say that Rico and Miella is just this and nothing more, because you guys are so much more. So I'm curious to know, with this one, is it going to be more versatile, or is this going to have more of a consistent sound to it?
That's a really good question, and I feel like you must have been somehow already reading my mind before writing these questions, because these are brilliant. So
I didn't even write these down. These pop into my head.
These are great. So for Rico and Miella, like over the years, I think that we didn't have a core sound. I think that there was stylistic choices that like could go across songs, but no, you're right. Like there wasn't a genre, and it felt like very loose. And actually, that's part of one of the reasons why we decided it was time to close that chapter, because in the end, as great as that was to have a lot of just like, well, we're gonna do this now and do this, sometimes it felt as an artist a bit like we were flailing and not sure what we wanted to be. And with this new project, Years of War, I would say it is the opposite. We have a sound that we've developed over the past, like, I would say couple of years, but really we've been working on this project for about a year. And there is a sound. I wouldn't say that the sound is like specifically to one genre. I would say that there is a core genre, and then there's a like textural and soundscape-based palette that I've been using as I've been producing. That, for instance, if a song is in melodic bass, there's some other songs that are 128, and there's some other songs that are like 174, but they feel like they're part of the same project. Whether that's meaning specifically about like my production style and sound design, or like vocally, there's a lot of themes that are running through the songs. And we've been really, really conscious this time to make this specific set of colors that we're going to be able to bring from release to release that feel like they're part of like one artist identity. And taking a step away from Rico and Miella, it made it a lot easier to actually know what I wanted to do.
Understood. That's amazing to hear. And speaking of, like you mentioned, like it's kind of like, you know, bringing some colors, like brand new colors into this. Is that why, like when we see the like that little teaser on the IG and the Twitter about Years of War in this brand new song, say the title of the song again?
Gave up my own name.
Gave up my own name. How fitting, man. How fitting. You just gave up my own name. So I gave up Rico and Miella for Years of War. How fitting. But seeing a little teaser we saw of that particular song with Miella singing, and how the visuals was a lot more like a kaleidoscopish type of visual. Is that like the brand? Like, is it going to be like that type of brand new colors coming into it? Like almost like it's almost like for the eyes to like, you know, really kind of decipher what is truly Years of War. Maybe, forgive me if I'm talking too deep into this. I just want to know. I'm just trying to connect the dots here.
Yeah, I mean, the project, like at its core, is about like our identity and trying to figure that out, and as ourselves, and like find who we are as artists now at this age. And these things have changed over time. So there is this like bit of sort of like looking into the void, and we want the visuals a lot of times to kind of do that with us, so that way, as you as the artist can see, there's a lot to kind of question there. And a lot of it is also just things that we really love and taste-wise visually. So goal is like we're trying to do these all ourselves as much as we can. So for instance, that visual, like we went out and filmed that in Brooklyn the other night.
Really?
Yeah, and then we edited it, and there's a lot more. Honestly, there's just so many. So I film and do our photos. These are things that like we want to be part of the project. We want this to be us as much as possible.
So a lot of the music videos that like they're made from Rico and Miella, that chapter, was all that like done like, you know, in New York City, in your home, that type of thing, like all like you?
So half and half. So some of them, should we wait for this? Part of the soundscape.
This is why I love the outside. Go on.
Okay, so some of the Rico and Miella stuff was done by us. Like for instance, the Remember Me music video, we did that one by ourselves, totally. We did have some visual effects help on that one. And then like the acoustic music videos we did all by ourselves. And then there's other ones that we're very lucky to have. Our first set of managers were a production house, and we actually learned a lot from them. So they had filmed a good number, and they did an amazing job. Some of them like were done on Red cameras, and now for us, we just have a couple nice cameras and nice lenses and lights, and we just do little things ourselves, especially in this newer time. It seems a little bit easier for us to make like this kind of micro content just really beautifully, because it takes a bit of the pressure of like making music videos is a lot of work, and I don't like editing video at all. So like doing the micro content, like I think you're gonna see a lot more of this beautiful, fun video content, like the thing I posted the other day, because it's a lot more. It's easier to bite off than than a whole music video, which we are gonna do, but just it's nice to be able to make pretty visuals more easily.
Understood. And so it's kind of also like, I'll ask this then. So for Years of War, we're not going to see. Are we going to be seeing that many music videos, or no? Not really.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing music videos. Okay. Without a question.
Is it going to be like more like straightforward, like less angles? Like you said, you hate editing, so it's like I'm wondering if this is going to be more like authentic, and we're not going to, and it's going to be like more like straightforward. Maybe one camera, that's it. Like maybe almost like maybe I'm just putting an idea out there for you. Maybe you can write this down for Miella too. Maybe some of your music videos just make like one shot, and then and not worry about editing at all. Just let the music, let the vocals, let whatever atmosphere or scenario you're in, let it take over and let it speak for itself.
Yeah. So I like that as a challenge for ourselves, and I'd imagine it would be amazing to do. So potentially, I think that the hardest battle for me of in total is I'm a crazy perfectionist. So this is like whenever we start things, whether it's a song or a music video, like I have to just make it as perfect as I can for myself. Like even just the song being released, I'm like, oh, it's not good enough. But I know as a producer, after doing this a decade and a half or something, that I have to let it go even if I don't think it's perfect. Music videos, I don't know that I'm there yet.
We'll understood. So it's do you always I don't know if I asked this for the last time with you and Miella here, but it's do you always walk that fine line between making sure whatever you make is absolutely perfect and being that mama bird and just letting the baby go?
I have a very hard time letting it go. I've gotten better at it. Usually my way to battle my way out of this situation is I'll let somebody else master it. So that way I'm okay, I did all that I can do, and if there's anything wrong, the mastering engineer will fix it. This one was the second or third one that I've done the master myself. I mean, there's not much mastering I have to do at this point, but I was nervous the whole time after I sent it to them. I'm what if this happened and I didn't realize, or what if this happened and I didn't realize? So I still have trouble letting go, but I've gotten much better at it.
I'll put this idea out there too. So again, take it or leave it. Maybe how you have people out there who mix and master songs for you. It's still your work. It's still Rico and Miella. It's still Years of War, but it's just mixed and matched by someone else. Maybe for a music video, we have Fiverr, right?
Yeah, that's
true. You can just give them all your footage, pass it on to someone. Right. They can mix and master it with their own editing style and see if it works with you, and then there you go. I miss again putting it out there, because here's the thing. I'm a person who, I don't know if it's obvious, I'm a person who absolutely loves music videos for certain songs I really like, because I'm always curious and see what kind of places can I go? What type of scenarios can I think of that can fit the meaning or the story of a song, and really make it come to life, and and give someone at least a vision of what we think in our minds when it comes to a song. I'll say, for example, I can think of immediately Open Road with you and Trifecta. I'm thinking I had these mindsets where I just wanted to either film at the beach and have still pictures of me looking out there into the unknown, or being in a park, being in an open space where it's or heck, even an open road. There have been times where I would go someplace at night and just look around and be no, it's empty, it's a void, it's open, and it's I just want to just feel that type of energy.
Yeah.
So because matching to the lyric, where I'm heading, where I'm going, who knows? Even God knows. So I was really trying to think of that mindset. So I'm speaking out of tangent, but I'm just saying bottom line, I just love music videos. So the music videos that you guys have made has really gave me such an insight to the songs that you guys are making so far in Rico and Miella. I'm just curious to know. I just cannot wait to see what might come up next for Years of War. So forgive my little tangent there. It's just that I'm a geek for music videos. Okay, I'm a geek for visuals. I'm a geek for really trying to understand the truth of a project and really understand it. Because again, the more I ask these questions, the more I truly say out my thoughts, say out whatever I had to say, and like really understand what's going on. It makes me appreciate the project so much more. So for you guys to work on this for like almost a year, you said?
More.
And even more before we close the book on Rico and Miella, I want to make sure that someone out there, someone like me, there's someone out there who really appreciates this and understands what's happening and respects you wholeheartedly, you and Miella, with this transition.
That means so much to me. Seriously, it really does to like know that you care. And like even when we met you at Webster, just the stuff that you knew about our project, it made me so happy inside, and Michelle as well. And like it makes it feel like it's worth it, to talk to you, and because sometimes it could be a very lonely thing, we're working in our house and that's it, and you don't really get to see how other people connect, and it makes me so happy to know that you are connecting to it and that you cared. And like just even today, your questions are so spot on. Like,
I'm so sorry for reading your mind.
Yeah.
I trust you. I don't have no secrets. I don't have no psychic powers. I'm not Mewtwo. This isn't Psychonauts. I am just a person who just takes this very seriously and wants to understand the nitty-gritty. And it's like, again, there is barely anything to learn much about Years of War, except it's just transition from Rico and Miella. We're closing this chapter, moving on to the next chapter, writing another page in our journal, and so it's like, okay, if that's how it is, then it's almost like a clean slate, a brand new slate for you guys to write on, to like make whatever you want. I'm curious to know what rows, what will we see? What type of meanings are we gonna find? What type of symbolism are we gonna really discover in Years of War? Mm-hmm. So already some of the questions have been answered, and some of the answers I understand, but still I feel like there's so much more out there that we're gonna have yet to discover. I feel like maybe with this song here, Gave Up My Own Name, I feel like either I might have more questions, I might have more. The answers may not be there, but I'm okay with that. I'm just curious to know just what might go on for Years of War, and who knows how long this will last. Hopefully with this, and there's like a more set goal, like you said, there's more of a set dream. Hopefully, maybe this will last maybe 10 years, maybe more.
Yeah, that's the hope.
So I'm just curious to now ask this. So when you began your journey with you and Michelle, with you and Miella, did you admit that it was very versatile, it was very loose, you didn't really have much of a vision, but if you can tell, if you have the answer, then great. But I'm just curious to ask, do you have a dream right now for this project, knowing that you have like more clearer eyes for what you want to do? Like,
yeah.
if you have a dream, say yes or no. If yes, what is that dream now?
Okay, we do have a dream for this project, and I think it's like very different than when we started Rico and Miella. When we started Rico and Miella, like we had a vision. We came together and we realized we had something, and there was some music that we were liking to make at the time, and also we really just wanted to get out there, play shows, get our music heard, whatever it takes, we're gonna make it happen.
Until it got into the mindset of like, no, I want to make hits.
Yeah, I want to make hits. And just that very even earnest start could very easily turn, I think, into this other thing where you're talking to people about changing your songwriting style and trying to become a stronger songwriter for the sake of getting more plays on a song. Whereas now, I think our vision is very different. Our vision is we're exploring music in a way that like is making us happy, and we want to make music and make art that surrounds music that only makes us happy, because it's the only way that we feel that we can have longevity in doing this anymore. Mm-hmm. And our dream is to just continue to write and explore our feelings in the most honest ways possible without compromising for any sort of reason, and like just doing this for ourselves, whether or not it means that there's like financial success or streaming or touring success. Like that's sort of become secondary to this, like by far, because there's been some realizations of like, if I just sit down at a piano and play music, like that's the happiest I could probably be. And if I can bring that type of energy of just mindlessly and aimlessly creating, like my main instrument, to just the full songs that we're making all of the time, I think I would be happy so much more than feeling pressures to like write some hit for somebody else that like I don't think I care about anymore.
Understood, and that's amazing to hear. So now it's kind of next question, since again, like you mentioned, it was all about the metrics, all about the numbers, all about the financial stuff, and all that jazz. That again, we all think those kind of things. We all have those kind of moments, like looking at the numbers, looking at our social media, looking at all that jazz. But I feel like for now, since you have this like brand new mindset now for Years of War, are you going to try your best to like not focus on that much? Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be difficult? Because saying that is almost like I'm just going to turn my phone off, not look at anything anymore, and just make whatever I want to make and put it out there. Yes, but after it's put out, when it says like, congratulations, your song's on Spotify, your song's on SoundCloud, your song's out there on YouTube, you just close the laptop. I was like, no, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to see. I'm just gonna spend time with my wife. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm just going to just let it pass and just see what happens, because I know what I made was good. I know what I made I'm proud of, and no matter what anyone says, if the feedback's good, great. If it's not great and people say no, this happened here and there, constructive criticism will take. The negative stuff, we're gonna leave and just forget about it. But it's like, are you gonna like get in that mindset where it's like you're just gonna ignore all the numbers, all the metrics? Don't look at the followers, don't look at the likes, don't look at anything like that. Just like focus on just you and your music. Is it gonna be easy or hard for you?
I think that's like a hard thing for anybody, and I think that it'll continue to stay a hard thing to a degree, because I think, there's a part of being a human that we look for validation. However, I can say very easily that at this point, I'm not super concerned with it in the way that I used to be. I can't promise that I'm not gonna look or that it's not gonna upset me.
Right.
Because like I'm a human, and I think that's just part of like sharing art with the world, is like you wanna see how people respond to it. But at the same time, I think like at the age that I'm at now and the level that I've been doing this, I think I'm more excited to just make these things for me. So even if I get like feedback that's not as positive, I don't think that I'm going to feel the need to be like, well, like what we did in the past, like, well, our songwriting needs to be stronger, our producing, mixing needs to be this and better, and maybe I need to like do it in this style instead of that style. I think I'm ready to leave that behind. Mm-hmm. I don't want to make it sound like though that if somebody told me that like I needed to fix something in the mix, that I wouldn't do that. Because, like, that's positive feedback for me. Or if somebody was like, I love this idea, but maybe you should cut this part out. I mean, like, I'm open to hearing things from people. So, yeah, it's not like I'm thinking that I'm, like, making the best art ever of all time. So.
Right. So the reason I'm glad to hear I'm glad to hear that. And again, it's hard for anyone to, like, not focus on stuff like that. Even for someone like me, I mean, we're only human, and sadly, this is kind of a human trait for all of us, like, feeling so compelled to check our notifications every few minutes, like, or check like what people are saying about what we put out there every few minutes. I've been there before. I've been there before. All that jazz, and it's like I had to be in that mindset where it's like, no, what? Just be yourself. Do something else, and not look at your phone like, trying to see, like, okay, who's following me? What are people saying about me? Oh, look, this person followed me. I didn't think about that. Oh my gosh, this person followed me. Oh, this is so sweet. We can't. Again, sometimes this guy just. And again, it's not easy at all. But I feel like I'm so happy that at least for you, we have your feedback. You're gonna accept that. When it's something that's like not very, how do I say? I don't know. I obviously I hear you trying to say. I was trying by the dog right there. My apologies. All I want to say is just like, I'm glad you're in this brand new mindset for Years of War, and I could hardly wait to see what's coming your way. Now I'm curious to know, besides just a song, what's next for Years of War? Because again, if this is brand new, are you gonna try and get into Subsidia's pocket a bit more? maybe with an EP, or is it gonna be more independent, like, maybe try and make a brand new Years of War album?
So let's say this. I have a lot of songs done, and they feel very cohesive to me. And then there are some other announcements that we have, but I can't say yet.
Understood.
Well,
you can tell me. I'll always keep it. I'll keep it zipped.
Yeah, maybe that'll have to be off the record. But yeah, so we do have a lot of plans and a lot of music done already, and I'm excited to get it rolled out to everybody. So yeah, I think that's kind of where I have to leave that part of it. So big things.
Big things are coming.
I said, I think on Twitter like a few weeks ago, or like a week ago, I was like, proverbial big things, like actually coming, like we were talking about this. Little did everybody know that I wasn't kidding. So yeah, I mean.
Well, I'll be honest. When I first heard Rico and Miella being closed and that type of thing, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna make music anymore. and it's
no.
is it over? I respect that, but it's like, come on, man. We lost Never Say Die. I can't lose Rico and Miella.
I'm so sorry. We literally, as we were trying to formulate the right words and making that, it was so hard because we were trying not to make everybody think we weren't gonna make more music.
It was over.
We tried to say this is just the end of this chapter, but not the end of our story. And we literally had family members, friends contacting other friends, being like, are they done making music? Are they getting a divorce? Somebody thought I died. I was like, I'm here.
For me, okay. Guys, let's not panic that much, okay? You guys gotta read the thread, okay? You guys gotta read the thread. You guys still together.
We're still together.
You're still together. You're still breathing. You have a heart.
I'm here.
And I don't know. You guys being divorced. If you guys been divorced, I'll be honest.
Yeah, guys, we're really happy.
Here's the thing. Next chapter, when I saw that, I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe you guys going your separate ways, music-wise. So, Mia's gonna do her thing, you're gonna do your thing. So I thought maybe that. It's not the end of us. It's gonna be the end of just the project. So I thought maybe you guys would do different projects, but no, it's just a rebranding of the project. So.
Yeah, and I would go a step further to say too, I don't even want to call this a rebranding because honestly,
my apologies.
No apologies. It's more we needed a completely fresh start and a cut from everything that we had done in the past, because the reasons that we were writing and doing and creating just didn't feel like I had already said that it was for us. And this is this is my project. This is Michelle's project. This is for us first and foremost, and we need to just do this 100% to make ourselves happy. I honestly think we even talked about this slightly at Webster Hall, just making music for ourselves. And that's why now this is it's a fresh start. This is brand new to me. It's not just us repackaging Rico and Miella. The only reason that the photo of Rico and Miella is still on there and it says Rico and Miella, we're a little scared that everybody was going to be who the hell is Years of War in my timeline? So we need to give everybody a couple weeks.
The taglines on Twitter and Instagram literally says Rico and Miella, arrow, Years of War.
Yes. Yes.
Does it not make sense? What's going on?
Yeah. We needed to keep it that way for a little bit more, because we were oh my god, if this just shows up in people's timeline as Years of War, they're going to be I didn't follow this person. Who's this? So yeah.
This is why you gotta make sure we gotta be open-minded. But again, to you and to Miella, to you Years and to her War, thank you guys so much for everything you guys have done so far, and I'm so happy that you guys are finally coming in back to us with open eyes, a better mindset, and a stronger goal. So I cannot wait to see what might come up next. I'm glad you guys are now with this. With the Years of War project, you guys are back together, and you're gonna feel musically better than ever. And I can hardly wait to see what's gonna be coming up next. Now that I know that you guys kind of reside in New York City, I might be tempted to ask if you need any extras for any projects, like, visual wise or music video wise. I'm available. You don't gotta pay me. It's an honor just to be here and just see the perfectionist and the vocalist that is Miella come together and make something incredible. Just being there and just being just a side character, whatever, for your project would be an absolute honor. Oh. I would just be more than overjoyed to be a part of that if ever that's come my way. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to ask or anything. I'm just saying if that's needed, if that's what's in the cards for any future songs, I am here.
Awesome. We will 100% keep that in mind.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that so much. And again, here's to Years of War. Here's to you guys lasting for over 10 years and longer. And obviously for the marriage, hopefully you guys together forever till death do you guys parts. That's it. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. We really appreciate you so much, Rico. Please give my love and respect to Miella. And you guys are all freaking incredible. And thank you guys so much for watching as well and hearing it here on the voice recorder if this doesn't work out. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. This is Years of War, a brand new chapter, a brand new start. Get your pens, get your pencils, get your paper, because we're writing a brand new page in this journal, and I can hardly wait to see all the stories, all the experiences that might come your way. I'm gonna say this as well. If you guys, there's a little suggestion here, if you guys want to do, you guys are still going to do live shows, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I would say this: if you guys want maybe do it how it was. I remember the first time I saw you guys was on Digital Mirage. When you guys were in your bedroom, doing almost an acoustic set.
Yeah.
I would say maybe, just maybe, that could be the perfect thing to do for Years of War, and show off some of the unreleased tracks, just in a stripped, raw form, and see what people think. I would say a perfect stage for that. Look no further than the Mercury Lounge.
Ooh.
Where's that? The Mercury Lounge is located next to Casa Delicatessen, near Second Avenue. That it's in that area. It's part of the Bowery family.
Okay, cool.
I say that because that's a place where I went to many times. I've been there a few times on stage because that's the place where a lot of indie artists, artists who are trying to make a brand new name for themselves is not known just yet. That's the perfect place see is it gonna be the right step? I'm gonna tell you right here right now, it's gonna be the perfect step for you for showing people this is who we were this in the past before, but this is now a brand new stage. This is Years of War, and this is what we had. This is what we got for you guys.
Yeah.
And I feel even again, the people who are true R&M fans in the past and now are gonna be here for you guys no matter what. Awesome. So me is no exception. So
well, thank you.
I can hardly wait to see what's gonna come up next. I'm just putting out the idea here and there, take it or leave it. I'm just saying it out there because that's how much I truly believe and love this project, and I can hardly wait to see it blossom into something so much more, so much bigger. Just thank you. I know I'm a broken record right now. All I can say is just thank you for Rico and Miella. And I can hardly freaking wait for Years of War to truly come out and blossom and show everybody what you guys got. I can hardly freaking wait.
Makes me so happy.
No, it's your music. It's what you guys make me happy every single day over 10 years. Thank you guys so freaking much. But I'm ready for year 11, which is 2023, 2024. This is Level Jr. signing out. I love you guys so much. Remember the name, Years of War, not Rico and Miella. Years of War. I love you guys so freaking much. Peace. And that's a wrap. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. And with that, we are due.